Hey y'all, hey, it is me. It is your girl Nurse T. And first of all, thank y'all for stopping by the channel. If you're new here, hey y'all, hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and then like the video as you're coming in. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey y'all, hey. First of all, I just wanted to come on here and just kind of talk to y'all because I know some of y'all probably came across my video and wondering like, who is this? Another Nurse T on YouTube. Well, I think it's important that for this particular playlist that I have, as far as in my nursing journey, I just want to like talk to y'all and tell y'all who I am as Nurse T and what can you expect from me and the reason why I make these videos. I thought it was imperative that I make this video because I did gain probably around a good 40 new subscribers, and I'm just letting y'all know I appreciate every new subscriber, and most definitely I appreciate the returning subscribers that come back. But I just realized that I haven't really just introduced myself to tell y'all from a nursing standpoint who I am and who are y'all following. So let's just start off with the fact that if you know me, Nurse T, you know one thing about me is that I'm going to inspire you. I definitely like to inspire others. So I want to share that because some of you might have seen bits and pieces of information about me throughout other videos. And you probably already know that I started my journey before I became a registered nurse. I started off as a patient care assistant. I worked at one of the largest hospitals here in Houston, Texas, and I worked for 7 years as a patient care assistant. At the time, I had one child, and I knew it was easy for me to make money and work extra shifts and feel that, oh, I can make a nice paycheck by working 16-hour shifts, 3-4 days a week. And then I realized that that was great when I was young, but then I also was a person that liked to look in the future and determine like, this is great now, but what about when I get older? I'm not going to have this energy. And not only that, I know at some point I would like to have more kids, and just working 16-hour shifts 3-4 days a week wasn't going to be the best thing if you have a family. So I knew that at some point I wanted to work smarter, not harder. Not saying that if you're currently working as a patient care assistant and you have to work 5 days a week, hold down 2 jobs, that it's not the smartest thing. It's just your route you choose to take. My route, I wanted to, let's just say I always had a hustle in me. And I thought to myself, if I could hustle like this and I'm making this kind of money, what if I went to school, became a registered nurse, because that nurse money that I used to always hear about, and if I had the same drive and the same hustle in me to work these 16-hour shifts, I'll be really loading up the bank, right? So I started kind of like just asking around and asking people, hey, did you have kids when you was in school? Hey, what was it like? What was nursing school like? And you're going to meet the people who are going to probably give you those like, that's going to come off as being a little discouraging. And then you're going to meet people that's going to be positive. Now, either way it go, the journey of nursing can be a bit discouraging, but I'm not going to be the one to discourage you. In the world full of so many negative and discouraging people, I'm not going to add to that. If anything, I'm going to bring positivity to your life. And yes, you will probably experience some negativity. Depends on how you look at things and how you look at life. I've never been a person that just really looked at life in a negative way. And if I find myself going down that rabbit hole, I try to pull myself out because I know it's not me and that's not who I am, and I don't like being negative. So again, I like to bring out the positivity and look at the glass half full. Now, in the world we live in, I guess, like I said, unless you got to be a little delulu at times just to see things, have a vision of what you're trying to achieve, and then put the actions with it to make it happen. So my reason for saying all that is to say, when I got in the program, when I started the nursing program, well, before I started the nursing program, when I was asking around, I was asking people who I felt like looked like me, people who didn't have a handout. When I was brought up, I lost both of my parents at a very early age, and I don't want to talk about it. I lost both of my parents at a very early age, and I had one child. This is me inquiring about the nursing program. I had one child. Y'all, this is supposed to be a positive video, and we're going to get through it. So I had one child, and I knew there was just things that I wanted in life. This is not the video to be all sensitive on. But yeah, I knew I wanted things in life. And there was a reason why I went to the Texas Medical Center. And this is not to get off target, but it's so important to surround yourself around people who are going in the places that you're going. And sometimes it takes you to remove yourself from certain environments and put yourself in environments where people who look like you are going in places you want to go. So again, I was surrounded by a lot of successful young Black females, very young, shall I say, buying homes, buying nice cars, having degrees, masters, PhDs, getting their DNPs. Like, if I tell you, the culture was different. Where I worked at, to see the Black girls being the nurses and other people being the other staff, it was just different. And I'm trying to word this as best as possible. That's another story for another topic. We're going to stay on topic with this one. My point of making this video and making my videos is to inspire those who probably don't see me in person. I typically like to inspire people who I might meet in person. If I meet people in person and they tell me, hey man, you inspire me so much. Not y'all, I'm not gonna even tell y'all. It took me so long to get out here and make a video, because when I was in the house, I kept watching TV. I kept doing a bunch of other stuff. But for some reason, when I go sit in my car, the words come out. And if it takes me to go sit in my car for the words to come out, I'm going to go sit in my car. So if you see these car videos, just know that the words are coming. If you see these car videos, just know that the words are coming out. What was I saying? Yes. So again, I make these videos for those who I don't get a chance to see in person, who I don't get to inspire. I find myself, when I talk to people in person, the words just flow. I'm very motivating, inspiring. And I let people know, hey, you can do it. If you only knew you can do anything you put your mind to, you can do it. I don't meet everybody in person every day. So if this video reaches you, and if I have helped you in any kind of way, drop me a like, leave me a comment, or share it with a person that you might know who would benefit from this video. But when I was inquiring about getting in nursing school, I wanted to know first that I can do it. Because you see certain people fulfilling these degrees and getting in these roles, and then you think, man, her situation is different. Like, man, like, she got everything. Like, they might come from a 2-parent household. I lost both of my parents. They probably didn't have kids. I had one kid at the time when I was inquiring about the program, but I had 2 when I got in the program. And then I had a bonus kid, which was my stepson. I had him. And although that relationship was rocky and I had to keep school first, I had to focus on school. So I still had my stepson with me, and I went through school. And so basically I raised 3 kids. This was before baby Bailey came along. So I had 3 kids for the majority of my school year that I raised as a single mom. In my program. You can do it. You got to put your mind to it. So I lined up all my ducks in a row. I talked with my manager, let her know that I wanted to go to school, and they were on my team. So you're going to have people on your team. My family members, they were very supportive. They were on my team. And when I tell you, when you try to do this alone, it can be challenging. But if there's a will, there's a way. If you have people, even if they want to watch your kids a few hours out the day or whatever, take advantage of that. Even if you have to go to your local library and they have like a special room for kids, whatever, take advantage of that. Take advantage of all help you need. My pride is usually very high, but I put all pride to the side when I had to get in my program, because I knew it was only temporary. And when you look at stuff temporary, it all makes sense. When you get in your program and your program is 2 years, don't look at it as 2 years. Look at it as 24 months. I'm so sorry, y'all. I am vlogging on my phone, and everybody and their granddaddy want to call me today. Everybody and their granddaddy want to call me today. So, and my battery is almost low, but I'm going to get this video out. I make these videos for people that look like me, When I and everybody else that don't, if you was to find my channel and you find me that I can inspire you in any kind of way, please take it and run with it. Again, I search for people who looked like me. I looked for, and I'm gonna be very quite frank and honest with you, I looked for single mothers, black mothers, that didn't have support or help from their parents because I didn't have any parents. I looked for people who had to work because I had to work. I looked for people who didn't live with nobody else but who lived on their own and they paid their own bills. I lived on my own. I paid my own bills. When I saw people that, it took me one or two people to see that can do it. When I saw that they could do it, that it was achievable, it was something that I could achieve, I went after it. And I don't know why I felt like I needed that validation, but something about seeing a person who fits your description. I was a single mom. I had to work. I had bills to pay. I had supportive family. A lot of people don't have that, but I'm thankful. The person who inspired me, she didn't have a lot of support, but her kids would be in one room, she would be in another. And she told me, she said when her kids were awake, she would tune into them, get them straight. But when they go to sleep, because she put them on a strict bedtime routine, maybe 7 p.m., whatever. When they go to sleep, that's the time she broke out the books and she got to study. So you got to get it in where you can. So again, I look to people who inspire me and who showed me that it could be done, and I did it. So hopefully my videos can show you that it could be done and you can do it. And then I also make, as you can see, I also make other videos because I am a mother. And I am a mother who raising daughters, and I just want to try to do my best to make sure that I can give them the best quality of life. Be it that we're in a house with walls and heat, air, and everything. It might not be the fanciest, but it's ours, and we might not go to trips every single year, but we have each other, and we make the best out of everything that we do have. So we enjoying what we have while working towards something better. There are nurses that leave kids behind and go out and secure the bag. I'm a nurse that I come home to my kids, and I feel like money is great, but money is not everything to me. Money is great, but money is not everything to me. If I can have a lot of money and still have the time and the attention I can give, if I can make a lot of money and while I'm tuned into my kids, I'll have everything made. Let me try to get to this video because I know I'm a certified yapper, and I feel like, I kind of got to start from the bottom to tell you about how I need to get where I need to go. But so yeah, so a lot of my other videos you see, it's just basically motherhood, me just living life with my kids and spending time with friends and just showing you life outside of nursing. Like, you get the professional life and you get the personal life. There are some things, out of due respect to others, that I don't talk about. I'm a friend that if you tell me some stuff about you, it's gonna stay with me. So there are some things that it might be a little boring to you to only see me and only see certain things that I show you when it comes to my friends that are around me. I'm not gonna put my friends in no spotlight or anything if they choose that they don't want to be on camera, and I know there are boundaries, and I don't cross boundaries when I'm vlogging or any of those kind of things. So you'll get the best of Nurse T out of respect of others as well. So yes, my purpose is to inspire others and for girls that come across my page that they probably single, they probably married, they probably have both parents, they probably in a loving home, they probably was brought up in the suburbs. I wasn't, but that's not the end all be all. I just want you to know that it's possible. You have people that have all of that didn't work, that had all the support, that had this, that had that, and they weren't successful. Then you have some people that their only choice they have is to pass, and they tend to have a higher success rate. Why? Because they don't have no room to mess up. You don't have no room to mess up. I knew my goal and my assignment was to get in, stay in, and get out and get that job. It wasn't going to be no plan B. I was offered other jobs working 9 to 5, making half the salary I would have made as a registered nurse. And that temptation was great because I knew I needed the money at that moment. But I'm like, nah, if I got to put away some stuff and live a certain lifestyle, kind of like, downgrade some things just so that financially I won't be put in a hole while trying to survive nursing school for 2 years, I'm going to do what I have to do, and I did just that. So another thing I want to provide to you through my journey of discussing anything pertaining to nursing is just to let you know, like basically a realistic journey, because sometimes you can get the misconception of what nursing looks like, like how, like maybe it's a breeze, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. But I'm here to give you that realistic view, because sometimes when you're going through things, you feel like it's just you. Sometimes we need that validation to know that, man, it's not just me. Like, man, I'm going through all this, but am I supposed to be going through all this? Or Nurse T went through this, and she still made it to the top. I know I can do it. Because sometimes you come across people who are in the program, they look like they got their stuff together. They look like they ain't struggling. They probably come from somebody with money. They probably come from this and that, and they don't have no struggles. You might see them taking vacations. You might see them going out to eat. You might see them posting their lovely families. You might see them doing all this and that. But don't compare yourself, and know that whatever journey and whatever route you have to take, at the end, y'all all meet up at the same end point, which is to graduate and go y'all own separate ways and do whatever you're calling, whatever it is that's meant for you to be. But I'm here to tell you that when I did it, like I said, when I tell you the overdraft queen, I was overdrafting out of my account because I knew that I was living from paycheck to paycheck. I was overdrafting out my account. I was relying on every source. It was to the point that even I didn't have money to cook Thanksgiving food at some point. I remember driving by, and it was like a church on Airline. If you're from Houston, on Airline and Tidwell, it was like a big church. And I'm more one of them type of people that be like I frown upon that kind of stuff. Like, you eating outside, you eating from these people, this church, like this random church. Like, I remember not having money to buy Thanksgiving stuff. I'm driving by, leaving my kid's grandmother's house. I'm driving from picking them up because she would keep one of the kids, because I had Tiana. She was 11 months when I got in the program in 2012. And then I would say she was probably, so maybe she was about 2 or something at the time. We leaving the grandmother house, driving, and here's this big church, and everybody like waving like, hey, come get a free meal, come get a free meal. If I tell you I swung that car so quick, they had tables lined up. It was around this season because it felt like it was every bit of 30, 40 degrees out there. We had our jackets. When I tell you we had to go sit out there and eat those free dinners. Now, people, give it take, people in my family did cook. I would have cooked, but I had to choose. Do I pay a bill or do I spend my Thanksgiving money on Thanksgiving? I remember when Christmas time came, and you know what, y'all? This is crazy. This is not how this video was supposed to be, but I feel like it feels natural for me to come out and just talk about this, so I'm going to talk about it. And the other couple of things that I wanted to share, if you want to see more of what I needed to share from the rest of this that I wanted to talk about, just let me know you want a part 2. The part 2. Because if you don't care, I'm not going to keep on going through all this. But I just want to let y'all know and resonate with y'all, to let y'all know that, hey, things don't have to be picture perfect. When you're trying to get in that program, your goal is to get in, stay in, and get out. Whatever you got to go through, always just look at the end. Let's just look at the positive. Why you started? Why did you start? Did you start it because you want a better life for your kids? Did you start it because you want to be one of the people that posted up on Instagram with their Stanleys, their Lululemon, their vacations to Bali, Dubai, driving their Benz, living in their $3,500 loft downtown, floor to ceiling windows? Whatever your purpose is, just know that you can get in this program and you can do it. I sat next to people where I looked left and right, and I was like, ooh, I don't think she gonna graduate. Homegirl got 7 kids. Ooh, I don't think she gonna graduate. Homegirl looked like she almost knocking 60. Ooh, I don't think she gonna graduate. She looked like she barely finished high school. Like, what they say, we listen and we don't judge. Like, whatever the story may be, I'm here to tell y'all, all those people graduated. Now, however they made it work for them to graduate, they made it work. They did some hustling, they made it work. But they graduated. And the bulk of them went on and became nurse practitioners. So how you doing? Back to the story. Christmas. I'll never forget the Christmas where I visited a family member. And when I tell you, I probably had $40 to my name to buy Christmas gifts. So I had a choice, either buy Christmas gifts or get a Christmas tree. And I was like, well, my kids got to open something on Christmas. So I hit up that dollar store. And if I tell you, like, we bought Barbies, we bought whatever. And my kids were excited for that. They were little. They were excited for that. But when we visit family members and they were opening up big screen TVs, the new Jordans, the PlayStation this, whatever the year was at the time, whatever PlayStation was out, oh gosh, I just felt like so crumbly. Like, just like, oh man. Like, when I tell you I felt so hurt, and it's not, they owed me no apology because they were already a part of a family that were handling business. But I knew that what we went through was temporary. So when you go through your journey, just know that it's not just you that's affected. It's your kids. If you're married, it's your spouse. If you have parents, your parents probably won't see you as much. But everything is about balance. You handling everything at the beginning and off the rip, like you set your schedule, you design it, you do what you got to do, and you make time. Like I told you, you draw that pie. And I already shared that in that other video. You draw that pie because it's important. It's just as important for you to go through school and finish school. For you to go through school and finish school, it's just as important as you put away that time for your kids, your spouse, and your family. But I got to move this car because my child is trying to park. And yeah, let me know if y'all want a part 2, or I'll probably just still post a part 2. This video just went a little different than what I thought, and I know I waste a lot of time so far. All right, catch y'all on the next one. Bye.